जी अजीज़ान, इस वक्त जो मैं बात करने जा रहा हूँ वो बात है मुस्लिम माऊद के मुताल्लिक। वो इस तरह से कि as I have written on my website and I have talked about this one many times that Ahmadiyya and Islam, they are two different religions, and to Islam I don't consider as a religion. Islam is a deen, and Ahmadiyya is a kind of piri fakiri and piri muridi and this kind of a thing. Well, you can give it a name of religion, but Ahmadiyya is following the footstep of Islam. They are just creating everything just like Islam. They are using their terminology, they are using their most of the text and script and all the Islamic occasions. Now, the very important that the Muslims have a belief, whereas like Muslims have a belief about that Imam Mahdi will come, and Muslims have a belief that Hazrat Isa will come again. In Ahmadiyya, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib have created this sense that in Ahmadiyya there will be a Muslim out. In Muslims they have like a Messiah out, and Mirza Sahib have created in Ahmadiyya a Muslim out. He said that there will come a Muslim out when I will pass away, then the Muslim will come. Now in Islam and in Muslims they say that the second advent of, according to Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, in Islam the second advent of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is called Sani. But in Ahmadiyya he created that one, that Qudrat-e Saniya. And about that the Muslim Maood, he prophesied in February 20th on 1886 that there will be a Muslim Maood. And Muslim Maoud means that the person who will guide is the promised one who will be guided and will guide to the Ummah, and especially to the only for the Ahmadis. This is Muslim Maoud is for Ahmadis. Now, when Mirza Sahib have prophesied about this one, then in 1886, then on August 7th, 1887, Mirza Sahib had a boy, and Mirza Sahib considered him as a Muslim Maoud, that this is the promised Musleh about whom I have prophesied, or Allah gave me this, the news. But that kid was died after 16 months, and then he said that that promised Musleh has not yet born. So in January 12th, 1889, the second son born, who was known to the Jamaat as Khalifa Sani Mirza Bashiruddin Maood. But Mirza Sahib gave to Khalifa Sani the name as a Bashir and Mahmood as a it calls in Urdu or in Hindi as a Shagun, that for the sake that might be he will be the one, but he never said that this is the promised Musleh. He never said this one. And after that there are two other boys, Bashir Ahmed Emme, who is the writer and author of Sirat al-Mahdi, and then there was Sharif Ahmed, who is the great grandfather of Mirza Masroor Ahmed Sahib. Now I just want to draw your attention that in Jamaat there is a one person living in Germany. His name is Mr. Abdul Ghuffar Jumba. He claimed, now please listen carefully, that Mr. Abdul Ghuffar Jumba has made a claim that he is the one who is the promised Musleh. He is the one Muslim out. He claimed. And he wrote to Mirza Tahir Ahmed that I am the Muslim out. You guys can visit his website. His website is alghulam.com. Al-Ghulam's, you can say that alghulam.com. Al-Ghulam.com, his website, in which he have given in very detail about his claim that he is the one who is a real Muslim. And he explains, Mr. Jumba explains that how Mirza Sahib proved himself that he is the promised Messiah, although the ahadiths say that Isa ibn Maryam, particularly that Hazrat Isa will be coming, but he said no. That means in the spiritual, that not physical Isa ibn Maryam, in a sense of spiritual. The same rule he is applying on himself as a promised Musleh, that here he says the same rule applies and same formula applies for the Musleh, that Musleh Maood will not be physically from the family of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, but it's the spiritual son. It's not that the son of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, but it's a spiritual son. And he claims, Mr. Ghuffar Jumba claims, that he is the spiritual son of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and he is the Muslim. He says that Allah told me. Now, look at that. Listen this one. He is claiming that Allah told him that he is the promised Muslim. He is the one. जनाब गफ्फार जुम्बा साहब जो जर्मनी में रहते हैं, जो अहमदी हैं, वो ये दावा कर रहे हैं कि मिर्ज़ा बशीरुद्दीन महमूद खलीफा सानी जो हैं जमात अहमदिया के, वो मुस्लिम माऊद नहीं हैं, बल्कि जनाब अब्दुल गफ्फार जुम्बा जो जर्मनी में रहते हैं, वो कहते हैं मुझे अल्लाह ने बताया है कि तुम मुस्लिम माऊद हो। तो वो कहते हैं कि मैं मुस्लिम माऊद हूँ। तो जमात अहमदिया को चाहिए that the whole Jamaat Ahmadiyya should accept him and come to his hand, and they should bat to Mr. Abdul Ghuffar Jumba. Now, for the Ahmadis, now you have to think about this one, that according to the philosophy of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, that whoever will ask you, whoever will make this claim that he been appointed by Allah, then you must listen and you must accept him. So Mr. Ghuffar Jumba is saying that Allah told him that he is the promised Musleh, so all the Jamaat should first listen and accept him, and then they should inquire and they should question to Mr. Jumba. MD people, I will ask you to visit his site, to look at his claim, and first of all you have to accept him, and then you can raise any question, then you can question him that how he is. Actually he's explaining his position on his website, that this one, and I spoke to him, I talked with him, rather in the very beginning when I started the Ahmadi.org, I had an interview with him, and now recently I talked with him. And I asked him whether he has any plan, and he said yes, after Ramadan he had a plan to come on the YouTube, and he will declare his, and he will announce his the claim as a Muslim Maoud, and you people will see him, see his face, and you will see him on the YouTube as well, that he's making his claim that he is the promised Muslim. I'll keep this, just I'm giving you this one, then I'll be keep on talking on this subject in my further sittings, and you will have more information from me about Mr. Ghuffar Jumba and on this issue as a Muslim. Thank you very much. I'll be keep on talking. Thanks a lot.